it has been the rest of a week, I tell you what. But the JK sitting up there, if you can see it, you probably can't. Right there, now you can see it. Sitting up there, it's drivable, it's inspected. I really need to, I think what I'm gonna do when I get some time is pull every single arm off and make sure that every single arm is exactly adjusted the same, because I think I have like an 1/8 inch or so of adjustment difference in the control arms, and I think it's giving me just a little wonkiness. The other thing, I'm gonna probably email Rockcrawler and just see if they have set up specs for it, so I kind of know what I'm targeting. I have it adjusted better. It rides far better than it did when I first put it on, but it's still not great, and it's got some wonkiness to it. Now I do want to put the steering box brace on. I think I'm getting play for my steering box. I think I've got the sway bar. Well, I know I've got the sway bar adjusted rear in the wrong in the rear. I'll just flat out say that it's adjusted wrong. But it's drivable. It's not horrible. My wife isn't a huge fan of the way it drives right now, but if I don't get it going through before Ohio, it'll be fine for Ohio. Picked up a transfer case last weekend. That's sitting down there. So we do got to get that put in, but I just finished maintenancing the Dodge, the tow rig. So that's all kind of going through and ready to go for this whole towing season. So I'm knocking out a couple little projects there. Got my tow plates getting painted. Brought the Toyota axle up here so I can finish doing the couple little things I got to do to that, and get that swapped out with the front axle. So yeah, it's coming along. Oh, and I got that little plate cut out there at the bottom of my welding cart so I can get that tacked in and then get all the clamps and stuff in. But the next big project to tackle is going to be flipping the axle on the car trailer and lifting that up. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in the shop here. We're going to get started on that. We got to rebuild the brakes, wheel bearings, flip the axle, fix a couple wires, just go through everything, make sure it's good, get it all back together, and then we'll get that out of here. So let's pull it in here now. Good morning. Well, we're back at it again. Got the car trailer in. So I'm going to start by cleaning up a couple things up here. I'm going to dump my vacuum out, and I moved my Toyota axle up here so we can work on getting that truss and stuff tacked in, clean up the diff section, get that stuck in. So that's on my project list for the next couple days. I want to try to get the other axle moved onto there so we can really start screwing with that thing then. As far as the trailer, I mean, this project was pretty simple. That ramp's good. This ramp got kind of goobered up, so we got to fix that. That ain't a huge deal, though. We'll get that fixed. I was packing it in here. Forgot I had to have my lift arms up. And busted my taillight out. So I guess I got to get one of them. Replace that. Got an axle flip kit. Gonna get that on. Rebuild the brakes here. Check the brakes at least, see if they need a rebuild. Get the wheel bearings in. Get everything cleaned up and back together. And then get this thing out of here and probably bring the Saturn down and start working on that thing. So pretty easy list of stuff to do this week, but still gonna take us some time. So I'm gonna start by dumping my vacuum out there. It's got ashes from a pellet stove in it. Clean my bench back up, get all that stuff put away. Put a second coat on these tow bars then. I was getting those finally painted up. They've been bouncing around unpainted for a couple years. So get them on and get this thing jacked up and start pulling it apart then. So I'll check in here in a little bit. So trailer's in. I matched up my brackets to make sure they're going to work. They're over here. So it's just a flip kit with new shackles. That'll sit on top. And then it's got little centering pins so you can get them like perfectly centered and everything. U-bolt and top plates. So I am going to weld these on too, so don't have to worry about them slipping. Just make them a little bit more reinforced. So I'm going to start by zipping the tires off of here. I get the tires off and throwing up on top here. And then probably cut the wires for the brakes, get them cut and labeled if I need to. And then drop the axles down on the jack stands one at a time and see what I got to do to flip them. Hoping it's not too complicated. It doesn't look like it should be. I mean, compared to doing a vehicle, these really shouldn't be too terrible to do. So let's get the tires off and go from there. I'm going to call it quits for the day, but here's where we're at. I made some little blocks to hold my axles because I don't have enough jack stands. And they'll work good. These axles aren't super heavy. I mean, they're heavy, but they're not terrible. So everything's cut out of the way and setting down there. So now, tomorrow when I come down, or I don't know, Tuesday or whatever day I get down here, it's Sunday right now, I unbolt these, take these leaf springs off. I'm going to clean these up and paint them so they're nice and clean again. Oop. Zip these off, and then I'll mock these brackets up here. However, they're going to sit on here. Get them figured up. Probably clean this axle tube off real good. And there's wires running through that, but I'll still probably spot them on there, kind of like these are here. I mean, they got little spot welds on them. I don't want to melt anything that's on the inside here, but I do want them sort of spotted on there so you don't have to worry about them rotating. I'll feel better with that. So I'll probably clean this axle tube off, get them mocked up on there. However they're going to sit, check these springs, make sure everything's going to work. And then just throw some tacks on there, so that's good. And then, yeah, I don't know. Get that tacked on, spray paint these, clean these springs up and paint them. This has some play. I don't know if I can get a better... See, it's got these little bushings in there. I might go to Tractor Supply or jump on Facebook or Amazon and see what I can order for these. Maybe you can get a rebuild kit. And then these guys are kind of pretty haggard too, so I wouldn't mind cleaning these up. Like I said, throw a coat of paint on everything before I put it back together. You know, clean all these up here. So there isn't much to trailers, I know that. But they'll make it look nice. Probably throw a grinder on these axles and clean them up too a little bit. Just paint everything. And then we'll get them hung. And then, like I said, I'm going to work on these bearings after I get them rehung. So, yeah. And I'm probably going to clean these tires up. I want to get these degreased real nice. Throw another coat of paint on them because they're peeling, obviously. So, yeah, I don't know. That's where we're at with it. It's coming along. Try not to put in a killer amount of hours today. So, call that quits, and we'll hit it again tomorrow. Working on the trailer. Got the springs off of the passenger side here. Painted up. To go back on. You see over here, I got these brackets mocked up now. Oh, they have little centering lugs. They'll sit right down there, and I cleaned them up because I'm gonna tack weld them on. Probably don't need to, the way they index on there. I don't think they're gonna go anywhere, but I like the idea of welding them on so nothing's gonna, you know, rattle around or get loose. So they're pretty well ready. This guy obviously has got some play to it. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with that. Probably just lube all these bushings up and see how it does. That one's ready. So tomorrow I'm gonna work on the other side there. But yeah, basically where we're at. I'll get these on, spotted on tomorrow, put the springs back on, because if springs go on, they have like a front and a rear to those springs, so I don't want to get them backwards. So we'll put this side back together then, and then do that side, so I don't mix them up. So yeah, that's where I'm at for tonight. So we're back at it. Oh, knees are getting sore. There we go. Perches are welded in, spotted in, whatever. They'll hold. Get U-bolts on them yet. So those are on front and that one, both axles. So now I gotta do the other side, but I'm waiting on the kit to show up because I'm stupid and apparently can't count. I only ordered one kit, or that's one side. So I'm going to finish cleaning up the bolts and then I'll put the springs in. I got these bolts over here. I'm gonna just run a tap and die through all the threads here, and I was just wire wheeling these up. So when I put them in, I'll put some grease, on the shank here, because that's what sits in there and rides. So they ride real nice. I'm gonna go clean them up, get them back together, and then hang the springs and bolt those perches up on this side. Actually, I'll probably just hang the springs and wait to bolt the perches up until I get the other side done. Then I'll go ahead and yank that side apart, and I can get those springs painted yet tonight, and then work on getting those perches in tomorrow. I'm calling it quits for tonight. So I got the driver's side springs tore off. I got to clean those perches up now. Get all these perches cleaned up, but I don't have the new perches anyways, so I'll hit that tomorrow. Do that, and then get those new perches tacked on once they get here. I started painting the leaf springs up. This bolt here fell off, so I had to get a new nut. Got that leaf pack all back together, cleaned up. And then this side, the leaf springs are in and all torqued. I got to hang the axles on that, but I want to wait till I get the other side together. That way I can still move them around pretty good. Well, I'm working on this, so it's kind of where I'm at for that tonight. And I was just fixing my toolbox up here. Just needed a little bit of gray paint shot on that, so that's looking good. And then I'll probably take some black and touch up this kind of stuff. I mean, try to keep it looking semi-nice, I might see if I can get a AMR Motorsports sticker or something to put on here yet too. But yeah, I don't know, it's coming along. I'm tired though, so I'm calling it quits, going to bed. Alrighty, righty. We're back down here at it. It's getting ready to storm outside. I was just riding four-wheelers with my daughter. It was gonna storm, so she's going inside. But the other side showed up, so I'm gonna get this over here and unpack that, get these brackets set up, go ahead and get these prepped. Try to get these spotted in tonight and painted, and then probably, tomorrow we're painting Easter eggs for Easter, so I'll give you an idea of what time of the year it is. No idea when this video will actually post. But anyways, probably Friday, I'll come down here and try to get these axles hung, pull the brakes apart, pressure wash these rims and tires, paint them up. Box that I painted, the lid, turned out real nice, so I'm happy with this. Springs are looking good. Box is looking real nice. I mean, that's just a professional freaking paint job on that. So we'll hit the rims so they look real nice yet. And then, I don't know. It should be pretty good for it. I'm also going to try to get this thing prepped tonight. I got to do a little grinding to prep up these edges here and clean these welds up here if I can. Get that all cleaned up so I can get this thing tacked in. Wipe it all down, but I want to get this tacked in because what I'm going to try to do is get that tacked in, mark my wheels here. Well, with these, because this has holes drilled in it. Kind of see right there. That's got holes there. So get that thing set on there, mark my holes, drill those holes through it so I can get my wheels on and figured out. So I want to get this thing sort of all mounted in there and done. That way I can start wiping everything down, figure my brackets out, stuff, and get this cart finished. So I'm going to hammer this trailer out, but I want to get this freaking welding cart done so I can try to get some of this stuff organized, because that thing, I got to get chain and stuff in. I want to get working on that so we can use it some this summer. So let me get started on these axles and get these brackets prepped, and we'll go from there. Trailer update. So I got the new perches on this side welded on. I just painted them up, so I'm going to let them dry. They're both on. Match that side there. So I'm going to let that dry for a second. That paint dries pretty quick, like 15 minutes. We should be able to hang the springs then. And then probably tomorrow, well, actually probably Friday, I'll come down here and bolt these up. Get it sitting on its own weight again. So that'll be nice to have happen. Get it sitting here, and then, yeah. We can get the wheels cleaned up, try to get this thing out of here, because I got lots of other work to get in. All right, it's Friday. We're off work. It's the 2 days before Easter, I guess it is. So, getting these axles put back in now. Got this front one bolted up already. Actually, gotta make sure I had that sorted out. So, in there, top plate. See, it's just hanging in there real nice. That side's done too. So I'm working on this back axle now. Took my tires up there with the golf cart. I'm gonna go ahead and get them power washed up and then paint them here later. Work on tying my wires and everything back in then. Get some of these hidden up in there. So I'm gonna get this back axle put in. And then start working on some wires. Okay, now we're back at it. We got some toys now. We got our new wheel bearings and races. So first thing I like to do whenever I get new bearings and races is we'll unpack these, make sure the races are right, make sure the bearings are right, match up to our old ones. Front and rear, they look correct sitting here, but we'll check them. I did check the seals already, and the seals are going to be correct. So they're good, so I'm going to put them right here for now. We'll check these, because then we'll pull the races off, go ahead and put them in the freezer to freeze for a little bit, and we'll start prepping these other drums. So let's go ahead and get these opened up and check them out. So I just checked them. This front race is perfect. Exactly the same size as what's there. I'll drop that. I dropped that in the freezer. That's going to shrink up nice and go in perfect. This back race is like slightly bigger by a couple thousandths. So it doesn't really fit that great at all. So, I mean, until I put it in the freezer, it may drop in here, but you can see, like, it doesn't really want to start. Whereas if I take the old one, it kind of sets in there and wants to start. And you can't really see it size-wise, but you can feel it. Well, yeah, you can feel it, and you can kind of see it in the camera there. But it's definitely a couple thousandths. So I'm going to drop it in the freezer and see. I mean, metal shrinks a good bit in a freezer. I mean, worst case, if I have to put the old ones back in, then we'll just do that and be done with it. You know, I'd like to replace them all, but, you know, if not, it is what it is. I'll pull them and, I don't know, make it work. I don't like to put old or new bearings on old races, but, I mean, it is what it is. It's a trailer, right? So, not a huge fan of it, but I guess it might be the difference between Chinese machining and, you know, American machining, I guess. So, yeah, that's that. I'm going to get the rest of these unwrapped and in the freezer. And then, I guess probably pull the seals on the other ones and the bearings, leave the races for now, and start cleaning them hubs up. All right, so I got a bunch done here. All these hubs are reconditioned. The bearings are in the freezer. I'm going to let them go till tomorrow morning. So these are all cleaned up, painted, sanded. They look really nice. This one's dry, so I'll show you. I went in here and wire wheeled this magnet up, the magnet surface. And then the rotor surface here. Cleaned up all the bearings. I left the races in these because I'm going to see how the one that needs a race goes. If it goes good, then I'm going to leave it. I'll do the other ones. If it doesn't go great and I end up putting the old one back in, then I'm not going to obviously do that. But I'm probably going to roll with the new wheel bearings either way on the old races. I was feeling these out, and I think they'll be all right. So here's the new bearing. Flip this guy over here. Oops. So like if you drop that in there, it's good. You know. I'd rather use the new races if I can, but it feels nice. These old bearings don't look to be in bad shape, but I think you can see the difference here. I don't know if that's picking that up on the video, but you can definitely feel it. So these are definitely worn. I mean, there's probably, oh geez, there's probably at least 10,000 miles for me on these. At least, and probably more than that. I've had this trailer 20 years, and we towed a lot on it, a lot. So, I mean, it's time, and they'll be good. So, I'm gonna probably call it quits for tonight.
Thank you, Michael. She's going home with you now.
All right, I didn't film me finishing these hubs up. There wasn't much to film, just normal trailer maintenance at that point. So, but that's the new ride height, nice and high. So we're ready to pull this out of here, get started on the next project.